operating until the contractor completes the necessary remedial works. Mr. Speaker, communities including Opesika, Insutapon, Akpo, Akpamu do not yet have pipeline infrastructure. As the extension works are proceeding in phases, pipeline construction in these areas will be undertaken as soon as the requisite funds are secured to enhance the supply of potable water to the aforementioned communities. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Honourable Member, any supplementary question?
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I wish to thank the Honourable Minister for his response. I have no further questions for him. I'll engage him privately to make progress on the issues. Thank you.
Honourable Members, we then move to question number 269, standing in the name of Mr. Nana Ose Ajay, New Job and North. Well, honourable members, the member is not here to ask the question, and nobody is authorized by the member to ask the question. So accordingly, the answer will be printed and communicated to the honourable member. So, Honourable Minister, this brings us to your last question. We thank you very much for attending upon the House to respond to questions. You are hereby discharged. Honourable members, let's move to question number 135. Scheduled for the Minister responsible for energy and green transition. Yes?
Mr. Speaker, the Interior Minister is here. He has a regulation that he wants to just lay. So I was just pleading. I'm pleading if we can just.
Honourable members, let's turn to order paper addendum.
Yeah.
At commencement of public business, presentation of instruments.
Immigration Service Amendment Regulations 2025.
Honourable members, instrument duly presented, and it is referred to a committee on subsidiary legislation for consideration and reports. Honourable members, let's move back to question number 135. The first one is standing in the name of Honourable Jijoli Gakwe, Member of Parliament for Keta.
Mr. Speaker, I rise under Order 88.3, and I have the authority of the questioner to do so. I seek your...
Please, leave is hereby granted.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. I rise to ask the Minister for Energy and Green Transition what measures have been taken to address the issue of power generation capacity and efforts aimed at reducing the frequency in power outages, and how the ministry is planning to resolve the inefficiency of the transmission and distribution networks.
Yes, Honourable Minister.
Right, Honourable Speaker, thank you very much for the opportunity. Mr. Speaker, to address power generation capacity issues and reduce the frequency of power outages, the Ministry of Energy and Green Transition, in collaboration with relevant agencies, such as the Minister for Roads, who has been of immense support to me in the discharge of my duties, we are implementing the following interventions. ensuring that thermal and hydropower plants are properly maintained, what we call mandatory maintenance, to continue operating and generating power. Repowering and refurbishing of broken down plants, such as the 132 megawatt Takrady thermal power plant, to restore the availability and efficiency of the plant. Installation of additional capacity, for instance, installation of the Mary, AXA, Senate plants at the Angomaso generating stations. Additional supply of gas from Nigeria has been secured. The ENI plant, that is the OCTP fields, have also increased gas by about 30 mm/scf. Jubilee has also increased gas by about 20 mm/scf. We've secured funding now, and as we get the funding, we hope that we would have consistent supply of fuel, particularly liquid fuels. We are also working with ECG to ensure that they adhere to the cash water flow mechanism. They are currently operating a single treasury account with GCB, where all these funds are accounted for. ECG has also constituted a 4-gang team to attend to outages. I am happy to note, Mr. Speaker, that for the 4th month continuously, we've had stable supply of power. We've stabilized the system and now exporting power to all our neighboring countries. Mr. Speaker, these are some of the measures that we've put in place in order to ensure that we continue to have stable, reliable, uninterruptible supply of power. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Honourable Minister. Honourable Member, any supplementary question?
No, Mr. Speaker, just to be grateful to the Minister and the government for the good work they are doing, and we hope that doing so doesn't surface. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much. Question number 136, also standing in the name of Honourable Kwame Jolly-Gagbe.
Mr. Speaker, I have the authority of the questioner to also
Please,
do the same.
go ahead.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. So I rise to ask the Minister for Energy and Green Transition the total number of electricity meters procured during or within the period of 2017 to 2024, how much it cost the state and distribution, and whether they have been certified and calibrated by the Ghana Standards Authority.
Yes, Honourable Minister.
Right, Honourable Speaker, between the period 2017 to 2024, a total of 4,202,856 single-phase and 22,600 three-phase energy meters were procured at a total cost of 627,749,279 Ghana cedi and 568 million United States dollars, 716,571 by the Ministry of Energy, by ECG, and by Gridco. The breakdown is indicated below, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, the meters were distributed primarily for what we call self-help electrification projects and new service connections, extensions, and replacements by the distribution companies. Meter certification were done through factory acceptance tests at meter manufacturing laboratories. The factory acceptance test includes checks to ensure the testing equipments were properly calibrated. Additionally, ECG and Ghana Standards Authority do further testing before deployment of these meters. Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker.
Honourable Member, any supplementary?
No supplementary, Mr. Speaker, but just to thank the Minister for a good job done.
Thank you very much, Honourable Member. Let's move to question number 146, standing in the name of Mr. Michael Kwesi Edu, Member of Parliament for Forikrum. Honourable members, the member in whose name the question is standing is not available to ask the question. May I ask that the answer, if published, should be communicated to the honourable member. Question number 213, standing in the name of Elvis Osei Mensah Dapa, Ahafo Ano, Southwest. Is the honorable member available to ask the question? All members, similarly, the honorable member is not available to ask the question. The answer published should be communicated to the honorable member. Question number 214. Mr. Peter Lanchini Tobu, Member of Parliament for Wild West. You have the floor.
Thank you very much, Mr. Speaker. I rise to ask the Minister for Energy and Green Transition when the less than 40% electricity coverage of the Wild West district will be improved upon towards the national average, which currently stands at about 90%. Thank you.
Yes, Honorable Minister.
Mr. Speaker, the Ministry of Energy and Green Transition acknowledges with regret that the Wild West district in the Upper West region is one of the districts in the country which is grossly underserved with electricity access. Per the Ministry's records, electricity access in Wild West in terms of population currently stands at less than 40%. The Ministry of Energy and Green Transition, under the Self-Help Electrification Program, is currently working to extend electricity to Varempere, Metio, Gurungu, and Kao communities in the Wild West district as part of efforts to improve electricity access in the Wild West district. Further to the above, 45 communities have been surveyed and captured for consideration for electrification under the upcoming electrification project. This project is supposed to be implemented following budgetary allocation by the Minister of Finance. And I want to assure my colleague that once we get clearance from the Ministry of Finance, all these 45 communities will be prioritized and connected. Thank you very much, Right Honourable Speaker.
Honourable member, any supplementary question?
Mr. Speaker, I'm excited to hear the number 45, and I won't want to add any further questions. I'm grateful to the Minister. Thank you so much.
Honourable members, let's move to the last question for today. Question number 217, standing in the name of Honorable Robert Wisdom Kujo. Prestia.
Yeah, thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Penny Valley.
Yeah, Mr. Speaker, please, I have the authority of Honorable Kujo to ask a question on his behalf. And I seek your leave.
Please, go ahead.
Thank you. To ask the Minister for Energy and Green Transition the current state of the construction of the AstroTurf in Prestia, which was awarded by the Ghana National Petroleum Corporation Foundation in May 2020.
Yes, Honorable Minister.
Speaker, the Prestia AstroTurf project was part of GMPC Foundation's 2019 Infrastructure Development Initiative. The project was originally awarded in 2020 to a company at a cost of 1.599 million Ghana cedi. Despite initial mobilization and 2 follow-up payments totaling 90% of the contract sum, the original contractor failed to complete the work. After receiving the 3rd payment in December 2022, the contractor abandoned site and failed to deliver. Further investigations reveals acts of misrepresentation, including distributing 1 set of artificial grass amongst 3 sites in a bid to secure additional payments. These findings led to the termination of the contract with Waste 330 Limited in October 2024 with support from the traditional authorities. Following the termination, the project was re-awarded to a new contractor at a cost of 1.950 billion. The new contractor has since mobilized the site with preparatory work currently ongoing. A first payment of 585,000 was made to the company. GMPC Foundation is committed to ensuring that the AstroTurf project is completed within time. Mr. Speaker, let me assure you that the first company would be held to account and would ensure that the money is refunded. Failure to do so, I would ensure that we refer the company to the Attorney General for prosecution. Thank you.
Honourable Member, any supplementary question?
Mr. Speaker, fortunately, I have the owner of the question around, but I don't know whether he could be permitted to pick it from there.
The authority given you has not been revoked.
Thank you.
A delegated function cannot further be delegated. So you have the authority to ask the supplementary question as well.
Okay, thank you. Let me use this opportunity to thank the minister. However, I want to inform the minister that the second contractor is also equally not on site. We pray that the way he has been working and everybody in Ghana is happy about it.
Honourable Member, be guided by Order 88.7.
I would like to know from him what he can do to ginger the interest of my people to take interest in whatever, or the timeline that he can give us for the new contractor to go back to site for my people to be happy. Thank you.
Honourable Member, any timeline to which the contractor will resume work.
Right, Mr. Speaker, as Minister for the sector, I've directed that we undertake a comprehensive overview of all these CSRs, that is, these corporate social responsibility projects. I intend that within 2 months, we should be able to conclude all this. And so kindly give me 2 months. Let me conclude all these reviews so that we can standardize these contracts and get them running and get enough budgetary allocation, as well as put in place the proper checks and balances to ensure that they are worked on time. Thank you very much, Right Honourable Speaker.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you, Honourable Speaker, for the time. Thank you.
Thank you to Honourable Member. Honourable Members, question time is ended. You have a supplementary question? May I use the opportunity to thank the Minister for attending upon the House to respond to questions. So, Honourable Minister, thank you for coming. Honourable Members, do we move to item number 8? The Minister is scheduled to brief the House. The floor.
Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker. Right Honourable Speaker, this statement is in. Thank you, Right Honourable Speaker. Right Honourable Speaker, this statement is in response to 25. The Minister of Energy respectfully provide the following explanation in respect of this tariff adjustment, which was announced by the Public Utilities Regulatory Commission, a statutory body based on their quarterly review processes, guided by Section 16 and Section 20 of the PURC's Commissions Act, Act 538 of 1997, which ensures that tariffs reflect changes in key macroeconomic variables, preserve utilities' ability, and protect consumer interests. Mr. Speaker, as Minister, let me put on record that the PURC does not report directly to me. And so when this question or statement was requested of me, I contacted the PURC for information. And so what I present to this House is based on information that I obtained from the PURC. The first thing has to do with the exchange rate dynamics. I'm happy to note, Mr. Speaker, that the Ghana cedi has appreciated by about 34% against the US dollar. And that is why, contrary to what we were expecting, there was a minimal increment of 2.5, contrary to the 11% that was projected. And so based on the exchange rates performance, we had a positive outlook, and hence we had a low level of price increment. Mr. Speaker, outstanding revenues from the PURC passed on was about 50% of unrecovered revenues from 2024, amounting to about 500 million Ghana cedi. The reserve margin, which used not to be part of the tariff, thereby creating a huge vacuum, is gradually being absorbed as part of the tariff structure. That is why we saw this marginal increment. In addition to that, a lot of the liquid fuels we procure were not part of the tariff structure, but Cabinet directed that on an incremental basis, on a gradualist approach, we should be capturing some of these liquid fuels. The cost of gas also went up marginally from 7.6 to 7.7. Inflation also accounted for part of the tariff structure. And finally, the hydro and thermal mix. All this put together and weighted gave us the 2.4% instead of what people were predicting to be 11%. I therefore want to say that this marginal increment was on the back of improvement on the economic front led by the Honorable Ato Forson and his team. Thank you very much, Right Honorable Speaker.
Honourable members, that's a statement from the Minister. The floor is now open for comments. Honourable members, any comment on the statement made by the Minister? Yes, Honourable Minister for Education.
Speaker, I'll indulge you to speak from here. So, just to, Mr. Speaker, comment the Honourable Minister for Energy and Mr. Speaker to share the fact that as far back November 2023, the previous administration was adequately informed by the IMF that the threat to Ghana's economic stability was energy and the cocoa sector. So the reforms the energy minister is driving are reforms which ought to have taken place even before the end of December 2024. In fact, Mr. Speaker, at the time, the IMF predicted the debt hang in the energy sector at $3.1 billion, which was calculated to be 2.8% of GDP. Many of these reforms, Mr. Speaker, including what has now been increased as a fuel levy, is a assured way that we can deal with the rising energy debt. But Mr. Speaker, my advice to the minister is that you cannot be taking power in dollars and selling in cedis and have stability. But I commend his reforms effort, particularly the intervention to get the private sector participate in the ECG activities. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Thank you very much, Honourable Member. Any further comment? Yes, Honourable Zuwera. Very well, very well. Honourable members, in the absence of any further comment, may I, on your behalf, thank the Minister sincerely for coming to brief the House on this urgent matter. Honourable Minister, thank you very much. Deputy Majority Leader.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, can we now move to the commencement of public business?
and look at laying some papers. So, presentation of papers 9C, to get the Minister for Energy and Green Transition to lay a few papers. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yes. Yes.
Mr. Speaker, there are 4 items here, so if we can take it together.
Very well.
I and 2I4.
Very well. Honourable members, at the commencement of public business, item numbered 9C, by the Minister for Energy and Green Transition.
Annual statement by the Audit Committee of the Northern Electricity Distribution Company. Annual statement by the Audit Committee of the Ghana National Gas Company for the year 2024. Annual statement by the Audit Committee of the Electricity Company of Ghana for the year 2024. Annual statement by the Audit Committee of Ghana National Petroleum Corporation for the year 2024.
Honourable members, the items numbered 9C, I to IV, on the annual statements have been duly presented, and they are referred to the Committee on Energy for consideration and reports. Yes, Deputy Majority Leader.
Thank you again, once again, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, now it's 9D, but the Minister for Works, Housing and Water Resources has just left because
Remember, the Minister responsible for education is here to take the item numbered B.
Okay. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Item numbered 9B, Minister responsible for education.
Annual statement by the Audit Committee of the Ghana Institute of Management and Public Administration for the year 2024. Annual statement by the Audit Committee of the Ghana School of Law for the year 2024.
Honourable members, the papers captured in the order paper page 4, item 9B, I, and II have been duly presented, and they are referred to the Committee on Education for consideration and reports. Yes, Deputy Majority Leader.
Sorry, Mr. Speaker. Mr. Speaker, I didn't realize that the Education Minister was actually here.
Very
so
well.
we can then now go to 9D.
That is so.
Yeah, which I was seeking your indulgence to let the Minister...
Item numbered 9D, I, and II.
I and II, yes.
Yes, Minister. Honorable Minister. Leave is granted for you to lay the item numbered 9D.
Annual statement by the Audit Committee of the State Housing Company for the year 2024. Annual statement by the Audit Committee of the TDC Ghana Limited for the year 2024.
Honourable members, the items numbered 9D, I, and II have been duly presented, and they are referred to the Committee on Works and Housing for consideration and reports. Yes.
Mr. Speaker, I think we'll go to continue what we were doing yesterday and take item number 16 on the Ghana Scholarship Authority Bill 2025. Thank you.
Honourable members, item number 16 at page 8 of today's order paper, Ghana Scholarships Authority Bill 2025 at consideration stage. Honourable members, I think we put a question on clause 3. So we are now moving to clause 4. Clause 4, Chairman of the committee.
Mr. Speaker, there is an advertised amendment for clause 4. Amendment proposed, sub-clause 1, paragraph B, subparagraph V,
delete minister and insert ministry to read ministry responsible for foreign affairs. I so move, Mr. Speaker.
Honourable members, the proposed amendment is for the consideration of the House. As many as are in favor of the proposed amendment, say aye. Those against say no. The ayes have it. The amendment is carried. Yes, Chairman of the committee. Aye.
Mr. Speaker, amendment proposed. Sub-clause 1, after paragraph D, insert a new paragraph E as follows. Mr. Speaker, as advertised.
Honourable members, the proposed amendment is for the consideration of the House. As many as are in favor of the proposed amendment to clause 4, say aye. Those against say no. The ayes have it. The amendment is ordered to stand part of the bill. Honourable members, I will then put a question on the entire clause 4. Yes, Chairman of the committee.
Mr. Speaker, there is a second thought on the governing body. We are proposing a further amendment to include National Union of Ghana students, because many of them are going to be affected locally and internationally. So it is important that they are represented on the board. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.
Yes, it is for the consideration of the House. Yes, Minister for Education.
Mr. Speaker, if I may indulge you and the committee chair, so that on the entire 4, Mr. Speaker, you stay the question whilst we proceed with other clauses. The Office of the President drew my attention this morning to 2 important petitions, one from the Coalition of Civil Society Organizations in Education led by Kofi Asare and the NUCS President. Mr. Speaker, I engaged both individuals before coming upon this House this afternoon. Mr. Speaker, legislation as I understand it, public input is important, input of stakeholders is important, and we want a scholarship authority bill that serves the people of Ghana well. The chairman, even at committee level, Mr. Speaker, if you recall, your good self, you were present, even questioned whether we didn't want National Union of Ghana students to be on the governing board. We exchanged it and said that maybe the student loan trust could also be allowed to be on this board. So, Mr. Speaker, I'm consulting further with the stakeholders, and if I can indulge you, we can look at the other clauses whilst I still engage and come back. But the government is open to accommodating.
Very well. We'll defer the question on clause 4. Clause 5.
Functions of the board.
Chairman of the committee.
Mr. Speaker, I made the proposal that we make NUCS part of the governing body, so I still move.
Mr. Speaker, there is no objection. You can direct the draft people maybe to replace the agenda is covered in F.
Honourable Chairman of the committee, having listened to the minister responsible for education, I intend to defer the question on the entire clause 4 because Minister responsible for education wants to conduct a further consultation. Yes, clause 5.
Clause 5, Mr. Speaker. There is no advertised amendment.
It is, however, for the consideration of the House. As many as, very well, Honorable Frank Afriye, clause 5.
Speaker, with respect, may I, with your leave, seek clarity from the chairman of the committee on sub-clause B. Sub-clause B, Chairman, are you with me? Okay, with your leave, may I could determine the criteria and terms for the award of government scholarship. I'm thinking in order to enhance clarity, don't we need to qualify the criteria by saying eligibility, inserting a qualifying word like determine the eligibility criteria and terms for the award of scholarship? If that would not be injurious, then I propose that we insert that. Speaker.
Well, Honorable Member, criteria and eligibility are they the same ways, but it is open for members. Yes, Chairman of the committee.
Mr. Speaker, I think I will appeal to my colleague to abandon it because eligibility and criteria, I think they are all the same.
Yes, Honorable Telabi.
Mr. Speaker, I think that they are not the same. The criteria will lead to eligibility. The criteria will lead to eligibility.
Well, honorable members, is the criteria not talking about the means, the method? And eligibility is talking about qualification.
Yeah, qualification. Yes.
Yes, Honorable Jasau.
Mr. Speaker, we can allow it to stay like this because if you go further on clause 25, it's actually talking about the eligibility criteria.
Yes.
And so that is dealt with properly under 25. And so we can leave this 5 to stay as it is.
But Speaker, is that not the more reason we must do it for the sake of consistency?
So you are making reference to clause 25. So in that case, for consistency, the honorable member is right. So I'll put a question on the proposed amendment. As many as are in favor of the proposed amendment by Frank Afriye say aye. Those against say no. The ayes have it. The amendment is carried. Very well.
As many as are in favor of the amendment proposed by Frank Afriye to add eligibility after
for the rendition to read, determine the eligibility criteria and terms for the award of government scholarships. Say aye. Those against say no. The ayes have it. The amendment is carried. Yes, Maxwell Lukuto.
Mr. Speaker, I also want to seek from the chairman the E, monitor and evaluate accountability of funds of the authority. I'm not too sure what that means, and if chairman can help me to understand further, to know whether there's a need to. I mean, clause E, monitor and evaluate accountability of funds. I don't know whether it's drafting language, but I want to understand from the chairman.
Yes, chairman of the committee.